So good evening, everybody. Just to start off, can everybody hear me? We'll just make sure everyone can hear. Hi, Marie. Lovely to have you. Despina, Christina. So can everybody hear? We've got Marzia from The Hague. Yes, so you can hear. Great, great. Perfect, everybody. So welcome to another webinar. We do these sessions weekly. I'm Bernadette and I'm joined by Natasha. Oh, she's on this side. And we're both mindfulness trainers. And what we'd like to do is to start off. So some people have already shared where they're from. So we've got Kate from Missouri. And but what I'd like to ask, if you feel like you would like to share, could you share 2 words? And that's 1, where you're from, and 2, how you're feeling right now. So just take a moment to see how you're feeling in this moment.
1 word.
No, 1 word, and non-judgmentally. Just there's no judgment. How you feel. So there's no good or bad here. So we've got Man from Leiden, and you're chill. Great. Would anyone else like to share? Tired, Marie, thank you. Curious, overwhelmed, thank you. Relaxed.
Athens.
We've got Athens.
Relaxed as well.
We've got in London. Enthusiastic. Hi, Rajan. I recognize you from one of my courses. Juan, in Chile. Wow, and you're feeling relaxed.
I thought he was still relaxed, but if he's from Chile, that's more interesting.
We've got another Athens and relaxed.
Never, yeah.
Another Athens and relaxed. So lots of chilled people in Athens. You
guys, we're doing well with the coronavirus. That's why.
Great. So, and there we go. We've got feeling good. Great. So again, no right or wrong. I can see there's some tense people, overwhelmed people as well. So this session, Darren's confused, and again, there's no judgment. You feel how you feel. Today's session. Hi, Nikki. So today's session, I'm going to hand over to Natasha now. She's going to be starting the session for us, and like last time, we'll be sharing different mindfulness techniques with you all. And yeah, again, welcome, and I'll hand over to Natasha.
Thank you. Thanks, Bernadette. Hello, everybody. I see people keep coming up, so I'll just have a very slow introduction. Yeah.
Sorry, 1 second, Natasha. It sounds quite echoey. Has something changed with your microphone?
No. Is it okay now?
Does it hear echo? Does Natasha's microphone sound echoey to anyone else, or it could just be me?
Can you hear me okay, or is it echoey? Because sounds okay to me.
No, it's fine. Okay, so it must just be from my end. Okay, yeah. So I will turn myself off, and I will hand over to
Natasha. Okay, I'll go further back. My voice is loud. Right. Okay. So hello, everybody. People can keep coming up. So I'll start my introduction slowly before we go into the meditation. And what I wanted to bring up today is a question I had last week. So some of the people I know that they were on the course last week, and they're going to be here this week as well. They were talking about what we all go through these days, which is the way we're overwhelmed by the fact that there's lots of negativity around us. There's so much catastrophology, as we call it. So there's lots of people talking about how bad the economy is and how we can ever be out of this and things like that. So what I'm going to offer today is not exactly a solution, but a way we can cope with that, a mindful way to cope with that. So this way is about not being overwhelmed. And how do we do that? So the word itself, the overwhelmingness, if you like, comes from the fact that we don't have enough space. So when we're overwhelmed, we're overflown. There's too much emotions. There are too many thoughts. So whatever comes into us makes us overflown. So we don't have enough space to take it. We can take anything if we have the space to take it. So what does it mean to have a space? So what we do is we creating within our, with the body sensations we have, and also with our mind, we create a space where everything that comes in can be taken, and we stay with equanimity. That's the best word I can use. So we have equanimity with whatever comes in. So there's negativity, there's some difficult thoughts, difficult emotions coming up from other people, difficult news coming in from the news. So instead of being affected so much by all these things, what we can do is we create more space. So instead of changing anything outside with meditation, we never try to change other people or the situations or anything. What we learn is to surf. If there's a wave, we learn to surf. We don't stop the waves. So the same applies with these situations like that, when we get overwhelmed with negative information from other people or from the news. So what we do is we create more space to be able to be okay with whatever information comes in, negative or positive. I mean, this is more useful for negative, of course. So what we do is that it's not a mental kind of excuse or kind of okayness to say, oh, it's okay, I'm not listening to that, it's just too negative and things like that. This is creating more mental madness, if you like, busyness. So what we do is we do the opposite. So we go back and we create space in the body and in the mind to be able to just contain that, just be okay with being there. So that makes a huge difference. And you see, when we try with this meditation we're going to do now, you can take that feeling, take this sensation we have through that meditation we're going through, and then you can see how you react next time you get exposed to this kind of negativity. Okay? So that's the best way I can describe it. But as I always say, I am gonna go into the actual practice, because explaining the practice doesn't make any sense, to be honest. So what I'll ask you to do is, hopefully most of you or all of you have meditated before. If not, it's not a problem at all. So what we do, we take our position, comfortable position. I want to, before we start, say how we're connecting this meditation I'm doing with the previous ones. You don't have to be here in the previous times, but what we did in the first time, as you remember, we went into the body. So we tried to exclude the too much information coming in from, our eyes, our ears, our senses. So we went into the body. In the second time, we felt the aliveness of the body. So we created presence. Today, we're gonna go back again, feel the presence in the body, but we'll take it a bit further. And this time we'll create space. Yeah, mental space and physical space. So we are able to take anything that comes our way. Okay. So let's put both feet on the ground. Make sure the spine is erect, it's relaxed, but not too stiff. So we take an alert, but also comfortable position. And I'll ask everybody to close their eyes. I'm going to ring my bell. We're just going to take a deep breath. We're going to use the breath to come into the body. We always turn the attention inwards. We start by feeling the breath in the nostrils. We just let the air coming in. We connect with the movement of the body. We just start feeling the shoulders going up and down because of the breath. We're feeling the chest, the belly and the stomach. We can even feel the back moving. We just stay in that level. We stay around the shape of the body. Skin level, if you like. And we just feel the breath. Just feel the movement of the breath. See how the breath moves the whole of the body. We realize the body is never completely still. We might look still, but we're always moving slightly. So we feel the breath in all over the top part of the body. And we see how the chest is the most predominant place, where the breath is obvious. We have no intention to change the breath. We just let it be. And we just observe. We even feel the legs moving slightly because of the breath. And we just tap into that movement. That's always there. So we stay in that level, we feel the frame of our body, the blueprint of the body sitting on the chair or wherever we're sitting on. And we just see ourselves from inside in, like somebody's watching us just sitting there, following the breath. Following the sensations of the skin, wherever the skin is exposed, like the face or the hands. We feel the temperature there. We feel how the clothes are touching the body. And we slowly, now we're going inwards. And we do it through the chest as we did the first time. And we're just going inside, feeling whatever is happening in the chest cavity. Like this, the beating of the heart, the lungs. We're looking from inside out now. We pay attention to any sensation inside the chest. Further down to the belly. We stay there for a while. Inside. And we stay in the middle of the body now. Inside the body. We realize that there's stillness in there, quietness. And we can observe the movement from inside out now. We have a different perspective than before. And we just take refuge inside the body. We feel like we can hide there. We can just go inside. That there's space for awareness to just sit inside the body. We slowly and slowly bring the awareness in one specific point without trying to concentrate too hard. We just feel whatever is happening inside the stomach area, the solar plexus. But again, our view is inside, from inside out. And we stay there for a moment, inside our stomach, inside the cavity of the abdomen. And we sit by just observing all the sensations inside there. Even how the spine is also part of our awareness, like the middle of the spine, just behind the belly. And we stay there. But the awareness is very soft, it's very kind. There's no effort in concentrating. It's like putting a soft pillow of awareness inside our belly. And we just sit on that pillow. Very soft cushion. And as we sit there, we feel this part of the body just getting activated. It's warmer. It might feel a bit bigger if you pay attention. And we encourage that. We're waking up the middle of the body. We stay there, we feel any sensations. And we can even think of a warm kind of ball or something that has a yellow color. That is the solar plexus that we can pay attention to. And we activate this part of the body. And as we are there with full awareness, we make sure this part of the body is open. We're not leaning down. And we feel that it's expanding. We feel that it's completely open, exposed. Like when we sit like in sunbathing, just exposing this part of the belly to the sun. And we are opening up this part of the body. And if our position is not very good, we just adjust the position so we make sure this part of the body is open. It's relaxed, is activated. It's loose and relaxed, but it's also feeling strong. So this is for us the source of our energy for now, for the whole of the body. And it's expanding as much as we feel like it. We stay a bit longer with this feeling of awareness, of aliveness, of expansion inside the belly. This is a source of energy for us. Now, as we are having this activated point in the middle of the body, we can just move this aliveness further up to the chest, the heart, the lungs. We feel we are drawing energy from the belly and we expand it to our chest. So slowly we can feel the chest is opening up. The chest is warming up as well. And what we do, we also make sure that the posture we have is open. So the chest is open, is exposed, and it's warming up because we're paying attention to it. So we actually feel the warmth inside the lungs, the beating of the heart, the chest. The heart and the chest is the center of our emotional world. So we spend a bit of time to feel if there are any feelings coming up about us, about other people we know, about the experiences we had these days, good or bad. We just let the chest open. We see if the mind brings up some kind of emotion that might have been difficult these days. But the chest is watching it with an open space, with an openness. And we replay that episode in our mind with the chest which is open and warm. And see how it works for us. We see if the chest is affected by these images. And we make sure the chest is remaining open. Same with the belly. This way we create a bigger container inside our body and our mind to take whatever is coming our way. We can even imagine our chest being really big and open, taking lots of space, even expanding through our chair, our cushion, taking the whole room. We're just expanding the awareness of the body. We don't construct, we don't go down, we don't go in. We're just opening up. Opening up the chest. We're slowly coming back to feeling the sensations now. Inside the belly, inside the chest. See if they have changed a bit. And we leave this space open and expanded. And we move our awareness to our head, the face. See what's happening there. See even if the mind feels restricted somehow. Or if it feels open. When the mind is closed, we feel there's no solutions. There's only one way to look at things. But we can just slowly also expand the mind. Just by paying attention to what's happening inside the mind. And if it feels open or if it feels restricted. And we don't judge how it feels, we just observe that. And now we just just quit any efforts to concentrate on something, and we just feel the whole of the body. We feel the openness of the body. We stay with the breath, and we give up any effort to do anything. Just sitting. We come back to the belly and the chest and feel how they feel now. Are they still open? Have they changed? Do we feel that our container is bigger? Do we feel like we don't have to be overwhelmed with whatever is coming in? Do we feel there's space inside us that we can just slowly open up? Just opening up the space. Space in our belly, space in our heart, space in our mind. So we can imagine our awareness is open like the awareness of the sky. And our thoughts are like these clouds that are coming and going. But the sky is vast, it's big, it's always there. It's open. It has no beginning and has no end. So this is the nature of our awareness as well. So we keep that in mind. As we go on in our everyday life. And we stay with that thought, and we stay with that openness in the body. Just let it sink in. Just let it grow inside. As a sensation, as a thought, as an understanding. And now we're slowly bringing back the awareness to the breath, just around the nose, just feeling the air coming in and out. We'll come back to the chest, the breath. We feel the aliveness of the body throughout the body. And we can just adjust our position. We can move the head if we like, the hands, any part of the body really. And we can slowly, using our own time, we can come out from this meditation. And in a second, I'm going to ring the bell. And we're all going to take our own time to slowly come out of this. And I'm going to leave a couple of minutes for people to ask questions about this specific practice. And then I'm going to pass the microphone to Bernadette. And she can take us to the next practice. Yep.
has any questions. Here we go.
Thanks, Christina. Thank you too. People are quiet. We cannot hear you, Bernie. Okay, Bernadette, I can either you are echoing, but maybe just to me, I don't know. Nikki, how do we use this whole? Okay, to see if I have any other questions. How do we use this? Okay, that's a good question. Thank you. Wow, thanks, Eva. Right, so how do we use it? Actually, as I said in the end, we try to not only feel whatever we felt in the meditation, but carry it over to our everyday life. So we feel the openness. The problem is most of the time we feel restricted. We feel like we have blinders, that there's only one way to look at things. Yeah. So with this meditation, we just open up the body and open up our awareness. So this way, when we're exposed to difficult emotions or negativity, we can just use that openness, this open container, to be able to take it without being overwhelmed. That's how it works. It was great. Thank you, Dennis. Eva said, wow. Of course, people that I know me can, ask me further. It was great. Thank you. Okay, thanks, Iftikhir. It was nice to be still for a while. Of course. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. It was lovely. It felt like the separation between myself and the universe was less, which is a feeling of space and energy. Exactly. That's why we do the metaphor of the sky, because our awareness is like the sky. Our awareness is huge, basically. But we choose to narrow it down to a very, very, very specific, focused kind of attention we have. Your and Yanni says, thank you. Thank you, guys. Despina, thank you. It was fantastic. It made me realize how tight and stressed I am in the solar plexus and chest. Yeah. So this is our center of our greatness, our strength, but also the center of where we can start opening up the solar plexus and the chest. Yeah. Thank you. It was calming. Get that from Kate. Nikki, thank you. It was a different practice. I was a bit close to. Yeah. So even the idea, it's not only the feeling, it's just the idea of openness. We know we can be more open than we normally are. And that's the understanding and knowing that we are more open, that we can be more open it's profound.
Great. Well, thank you very much for sharing that, Natasha.
Excellent. Thank you very, very much.
I'm going to lead the next practice now. So I will just minimize
Marcia, thanks. I could feel myself open up. Excellent. If you feel it, that's important. With meditation, we work with sensations, with feeling rather than ideas and understanding, really. So if you feel it, that's excellent. Thanks, everyone. Yeah.
And moving on from this expansiveness now that Natasha has helped us to experience, I want to share another practice which can help us when we're dealing with difficult emotions. So especially at the moment with everything that's going on, whether we're speaking, so most conversations are around what's happening, the coronavirus, a lot of fear, the news and everything. And this brings up emotions that we're dealing with on a daily basis. Oh, so somebody can't hear me. Can everyone else hear me okay? Yes, okay. Yeah, okay, everyone else. So sorry, Dave. I don't know, maybe try and adjust your volume. But there might be a difference between mine and Natasha's volume potentially or something. But so what I'm going to share now is an example of everyday emotions that we have to deal with. So this week, my husband's not a morning person, and before I went in to do my morning meditation, we had a small to-do. It was over something insignificant, which I can't even remember now, but I'm glad I have the opportunity to share how I managed what happened. So after our interaction, because I'm quite a morning person, so I'm always very happy, but he said something that triggered me this particular morning. And so I went in to meditate, and I thought, well, I'm going to use this opportunity to use one of the practices that I share with the participants in my courses. So I went into the bedroom where I meditate, and I sat down. And essentially what I did, I became curious about what I was feeling. So I explored with open curiosity from this place of expansion to look at what I was feeling in that moment. And we're going to do a meditation in a moment so don't try and remember any of this, but I just want to share the experience. So I really explored it, and I was curious, where does it manifest in the body? Okay, so I'm feeling it in the chest. What exactly are you feeling? Well, irritation and upset. And okay, so this is what irritation and upset feels like. So without judging or letting the ego take over or wanting a fight, I just became very curious about this emotion that I was feeling. And then I practiced, similar to what we did another week, some self-compassion. So I placed my hand on my heart. I felt the warmth of my hand on my heart, and I said some kind words to myself. That wasn't a very nice experience, and it's not feeling very pleasant in the body. So again, not judging that I didn't want it to be there, but just noticing actually it's not a pleasant emotion that I'm feeling. And then saying some kind words to myself. Don't worry, darling. You've got the whole day now. It's sunny outside. And just really comforting myself, essentially. And then I sat in meditation. So from this place of inner stillness that we've all just experienced with Natasha, I sat, and this really did diminish the feeling that I had experienced after the interaction with my husband. And this is something that we can use with any emotion when we're triggered, essentially, coming to this bigger container, this place of expansiveness, to just watch and be curious. And then the emotion, even from a place of expansiveness, just watching can already diminish what we're experiencing. But then applying the self-compassion, applying the soothing touch, the soothing words, can also bring this down even more. Now, there's also occasions when there is unacceptable behavior. So when we talk about accepting how we feel, we're just accepting what's here in the moment. But sometimes we need to take further action when there's been unacceptable behavior, and that's another step. But again, when we have to take action, it's better to respond from this place of calm, equanimity, so we can respond in a balanced way and express ourselves with the other person, rather than responding in anger immediately, so reacting. So we're moving from a place of reaction, where we might be reacting from an unbalanced place, and then we also we start to see the situation more clearly as well, going through this process. So we're going to go into a meditation now, and I'm going to guide you through the process that I went through. So we'll start off again with our feet flat on the ground. We have our active but relaxed spine, so bringing intention to our posture. We have the chin slightly tucked in. We can imagine a string pulling from the top, the crown of the head, so we have some length in the neck. And we'll just close our eyes or lower the gaze to the floor and soften the gaze, whichever you prefer. And I'm going to invite you now just to think of either a conversation or a fear that you've been experiencing lately. So a conversation that might have made you feel upset in some way or angry. It could be the fear that you have about the current situation. So I just want you to bring this to mind. What exactly happened? So whether it was a conversation or whether it's a fear about losing jobs, financial, getting sick, or fear for a loved one. And just inviting this emotion in. Perhaps you can think of one word that describes this emotion, the strongest emotion that you're feeling. Whether it was anger, disappointment, feeling afraid, worried. And don't worry if you're finding it challenging to bring this emotion to mind. You can still go through this practice so that when you do next experience a challenging emotion, you can use the process. So just tuning in where we're feeling this particular emotion in the body. And just become curious about it. So this is what fear feels like. This is what anger feels like. From a place of stillness, just observing what's happening in the body. Using open curiosity. Just allowing the emotion to be there without wishing things were different. Without judgment. And now I invite you to just place a hand. It could be on the body part that you're feeling this emotion the most. So maybe the belly, the chest, the face. And just place your hands, either one hand or two hands, on this area. Feeling the warmth from the hands. Gently applying pressure. And I invite you now to say some soothing words to yourself. And if you struggle to find some kind, soothing words for yourself, think about what you might say to your best friend if they were experiencing this feeling. Don't worry. I'm sorry that you're feeling this way right now. It's not very pleasant, but this shall pass. You may wish to say, may you be happy, may you be well, may you be loved, may you be free from suffering. May you be happy, may you be well, may you be loved, may you be free from suffering. And now we're just going to return our hands to our laps. And just noticing how you're feeling now. Exploring how you're feeling now from the still center. And we'll just take a moment now to bring our awareness to the breath. Perhaps noticing where you feel the breath strongest as it enters the body. So it could be around the nostrils or in the mouth. Feeling the breath in the chest. And maybe also the belly, the subtle rise and fall. Now in a moment, I'm going to ring the bell. And when the sound stops, we'll slowly open our eyes. Okay, so just a simple practice. Like I say, I did it after the altercation with my husband one morning this week. I went into the bedroom and I sometimes just being curious about what we were experiencing and exploring it. Inquiry is is what we're doing. We're inquiring what's going on in this moment, and it can really help to diminish things. So I'd be interested to hear how people found that practice, that meditation, whether it's something that you might be able to explore and play around with in the coming week. So we'll see. So here we go. I enjoyed may you be well, may you be happy. Yes, that's the may you be well. That is it comes from the Buddhist tradition, actually. It's the compassion meditation, and it's a very nice part of that meditation. Thank you. Despina said it was very comforting. Kate, I felt such a shift. Thank you so much. Looking forward to working with the technique more. You're a blessing. Thanks. Thank you for your kind words, guys. And this is in a way, I'm so happy it happened with my husband this week, because it just gave me the inspiration to share such a simple practice. From Hannah, it was soothing but difficult to make yourself feel again. Yet something that was difficult the first time. Yes, you're right. You need to be gentle and kind with this meditation. Thanks for bringing that up, Hannah. Because the other thing about emotions is we can lean towards an emotion, but if it's very challenging, an act of self-compassion can be to lean away from it as well. So we don't always have to explore it in such depth. Thanks, Ava. Thanks, Christina, as well. Ava, very helpful for when dealing with negative feelings. I will definitely try it when I'm feeling down. Thank you, Bernard. You're very, very welcome, Ava. Definitely try it. I was struggling to find something else to say, since I do not know if it will all be completely well. Yes. So having a simple mantra was great. So thanks, Daniela. So yeah, really, really happy to have shared that short practice. And I'm going to share now, because we have some time. I have another there's a dynamic meditation, which is another great one. So there's some more comments coming through here, so I'll just give that some attention before I do the last little dynamic meditation. So lots of thanks. Thank you. Help to see things differently. Yes, exactly. That's what this whole practice helps us to do, from this bigger container, and then being curious about these things that are happening, rather than judging it as good or bad. Essentially, it is what it is, and we can explore it, and we can apply some self-compassion to ourselves. And for Nikki, it is very instant, but I'm wondering, using such techniques, we calm ourselves, but can we get stuck in our good emotions and not do nothing and tolerate unpleasant people around us? So this is a good point, which I will spend some time answering. So like I said, when we do this, we accept what we're feeling, but it doesn't mean that we accept unacceptable behavior or unpleasant people, because essentially self-compassion is a dynamic process. So what we're doing, we are tuning in to the suffering that we're feeling, and then what we are doing is we are comforting ourselves, and then the next stage is to take action, if further action is needed, to better our situation. So if that means having a conversation with someone to say we found their behavior unacceptable, that's what we do. Okay. But can you see the benefit of doing it from this calm place? So from the bigger container, and from a place where we are going to be responding from this calmness and compassionate place, rather than an angry, reactive place. So very good point that you raised there, Nikki. Thank you. So I hope that helped answer the question. So now we're going to do just a little short dynamic meditation. It's a shaking meditation. Now, if you have any physical limitations, don't feel pressured to do this exercise. But if you are physically able, I'm going to demonstrate it quickly now. It would be nice to do it together. And for those who would prefer not to do the physical shaking meditation, you can do humming during this meditation, or ohms, so you still get a dynamic element. So is everybody up for giving this a go, a bit of shaking meditation?
Yeah, but now then maybe you can put yourself in full screen for that, so I don't need to do that.
I will definitely. And Natasha, will you put your microphone on mute as well?
Yes.
Perfect. Great. Thanks, guys. So I'm going to do the demonstration now. So I think some people are up for it. Great. So I'm just going to do a demonstration, and then we will do it together. So you can stay seated for the demonstration. So essentially what we'll be doing, we'll be standing up. Our feet are around hip width apart, or maybe a bit wider, and we're always going to have a bend in at the knees. So that's very important for this meditation. And then what we do, we're going to be shaking, hence why it's called shaking meditation. And what we'll do, we'll just allow the shaking to come from the feet. We will bounce on the knees, keeping the knees bent the whole time. So the shaking will come up through the legs, And then you might find that you want to shake out the arms a bit. So the wrists, the arms, being aware of your physical limitations. So don't do anything that hurts. Even if you just bounce on your knees for the whole meditation, that's okay. So, and you might want to shake the head as well. And we will do this for around 3 minutes, okay? So bear with me. And then when the music stops, we will stop. So I'll be playing music, we'll stop. And then after a moment, I will invite you to sit down. And when you sit down, just try and stay with yourself. Now, you can do the exercise with your eyes open or closed, and just go easy on yourself. If you start to feel nauseous, just go back to a gentle bounce. Don't put yourself through any pain or any physical discomfort during this meditation. So I'm just going to start the music. So if everybody would like to stand up, I will start the music. The music will play for 3 minutes and it will stop automatically. When the music stops, just stand still for a moment with your eyes closed. If you feel dizzy, keep your eyes open. So again, be kind, and you can stop at any time basically as well. So I'm going to play the music. So everybody's standing up. I will stand up too. And the music should start in a second. Yes. Okay, and just slowly bring yourself to a standing position. You can have your eyes open or closed or half open, just to keep your balance. Just observe the body. And just keeping within yourself, returning to your seat. And when you sit down, just closing your eyes. And we're just going to sit and observe for a moment. Sit in stillness and silence. Sitting as the observer. And now we'll just take a couple of deep inhales and exhales. Tuning into the body. How are you feeling in this moment? And in a moment, I will ring the bell. When the sound stops, we'll open our eyes. Okay. So again, I'd be very interested to hear people's comments on that meditation. I'll just give a bit more of a background on this meditation. Dynamic meditation was developed by Osho, who grew up in the East, in India, and it was specifically developed for Westerners to help prepare them for sitting meditation, because we are so much in our mind. When we do a practice like this, it can really bring us into the body. So I don't know what you experienced when you sat after doing the shaking meditation, but you can often notice that the mind is much stiller, and feeling this aliveness that Natasha often talks about in the body is obviously much easier after something like this as well. So yeah, interested if anyone has any questions. Maybe we lost everyone during that. No, we've still got some people on board. So if anybody has any questions, but again, here we go. I enjoyed it a lot.
Still there, Bernadette.
Especially, so from Desna, I enjoyed it a lot, especially because I love dancing. Yes, and it really brings awareness to the body. A great feeling, similar to when dancing. Yes, so similar things. I was very tense at the beginning, but this has helped to loosen me up. Exactly, physical and physically relaxed afterwards. Exactly. So I mean, it makes me think of, so let go of tension. It makes me think of I can't remember the name of the artist because I'm a bit old to be a fan, but the shake it off. So it really does allow you to kind of just shake off what you're feeling. So very nice to do before a practice. I'll share this music in our wrap-up email, so you can have a link. But if you Taylor Swift, that's it. Thank you, Ava. Thank you. From Hannah, I found it confronts me with my physical limitations. Yes, I thought of you during this, Hannah. We've met each other several times. She's a good friend actually as well, which is hard, but it also makes the rest of my body feel alive, which I love. Thank you for sharing that. Great, but feeling sleepy, yawning. Yeah, go with it. It sounds like you need an early night. Nikki says the same as Christina. It was a great way to get the energy moving. Exactly. Very relaxed after it. Thank you, Peppa. Daniela, that was very enjoyable. I can feel the blood. Exactly, the blood pulsing through the shoulders, the back, the neck, where I hold the tension from the workday. Exactly. I too feel more alive. So thank you. I'm glad we managed to get that practice in. We'll be doing another session next week, as always, and we will be sharing this. Links to the mind and body when you sit after. Exactly. It's this connection. It helps with the connection. So thanks for being good sports and participating today, everybody. We will be. Yes. Oh, sorry, Natasha.
I just had one of the comments I saw, and then of course there were lots of them. I couldn't go through them, but I think it was Hara who was saying that she felt like yawning, and that's very, very typical of releasing stress. So even when we meditate, or well, the shaking will definitely do that to you. When we yawn, it's a very known indication of releasing stress. So if you feel like yawning during the practice is just very typical of that. So it's a good thing, basically.
Thank you. Great insight. Thanks, Natasha. So, Natasha, do you have anything you'd like to say before we close?
No, I'm just saying that people. I mean, I think you had some questions about how we carry the practices going in, during the week or every time. So my advice always is to try whichever practice is the most, the one you are more comfortable with. So even 5 minutes a day, or trying any practice, or informal practices. So we have informal practice when we walk, when we feel the sun in our face, when we use all our senses while in movement. So we have millions of meditations on YouTube, me and Bernadette, and there are lots of them out there. So what I'm saying is the most important thing is to just put it into your life. That's the only thing. Anyone can do it in their own way. It's not like everybody has to wake up at 7 and meditate until 7:30. It doesn't work like that. So how it works is just introduce meditation into your everyday life. Informal, like walking, washing the dishes or whatever, or formal, where you sit down and you either listen to a recording or just do it on your own, just stay in silence. So there's no prescriptive way that we need to do it. The other thing is, when you do meditations with us or our meditations, try to keep the intention of carrying the meditation, the feeling you had or the ideas you had in your head in your normal life. Don't leave it in your cushion on your chair. Just carry it on. Just have the intention to be as open, as expanded, as relaxed as you are in meditation. Imagine yourself that you are always like that, any time of the day. Okay.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Great words to
running out of time.
And we've got lots and lots of thank yous and messages. Yes, there will be another session next week, Daniela. So please there will be a link to it in your replay email that you'll receive in a couple of hours after this. So there will be a link to next week's webinar in that. So please do join us. But you can also find us on our social media. So Natasha is mindfulness.com.gr and mine is Mindful Living Community. So you can find our Facebook pages and see about the events there as well. So lots of thank yous. Thank you. We'll see you. Yes, stay safe, everybody. Thanks, Cara, for reminding us that there is something going on that we all need to be mindful of. So thank you for that. Judy, thank you so much. So lots of yes, we have YouTube videos as well. So you can find us. You can search for me, Mindful Living Coach, and again, Natasha's mindfulness.com.gr. So thank you, everybody.
Okay, Nikki says she lost my advice, but you can listen to the recording again. And Bernadette is going to put all the information in your emails, like the thank you email. So don't worry about memorizing all the links and the names and stuff. So
exactly,
there's all the information there.
Exactly, yes. So there'll be lots of links in there, so you'll be able to find us. So thanks, everybody. Have a great evening, and thanks, Natasha, as well. And we will see you all next week. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.